All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For those who might be new, feel free to grab your phone and put this into your calendar. Same day, same time each week. We get on calls like this with incredible people, and we do some of the deep work. Right, we do some of the deep work. I know a lot of you have this penciled out in your calendars, which means it's awesome. It's awesome. You're getting a lot of value from this, and it just warms my heart to know that you're willing to take an hour out of your week to work on this stuff and to hear what I have to say and follow my journey. And I'm loving the support. So that's awesome. One thing I'd love to do is, if everyone wants to set their chat to all panelists and attendees, is take time to share what it is you do. Feel free to share any links that you'd like to lead people to and to find out more about you and connect with you. In the next few minutes or so, just take some time to write a message, let people know who you'd like to connect with, who you help, and feel free to put any links that you'd like to make sure people connect with you on Facebook or can connect you with on your website, whatever it may be. I'm more than happy to share this platform to make sure you guys are all connecting and rocking and rolling, moving forward as a group and as a collective. As everyone knows, that's part of my superpowers. I love connecting people. It just offers so much value straight up. And so that's what I do, which is why a lot of you have seen, a lot of you are a part of. We've been doing some collaborative calls, right? Some group collaborative calls, because what I found, as many of you know who follow my content, is that the vast majority of people growing businesses have been doing it out of fear, out of scarcity, out of desperation. And once I started noticing my business growing from the inner work I was doing, so from the love, the compassion, the understanding, the contribution I want to make, all those emotions and the higher level consciousness that was flowing through, that's what allowed me to grow my business. And I realized I don't have to hard work and hustle and stress and worry and get attached to results. I can actually grow my business from a place of love, a place of kindness, a place of generosity, where my focus is on how can I contribute. So what I did was I just started hosting Zoom calls where heart-centered business owners were just all doing that. We all show up with the intent and the conscious question of, how may I serve? How may I serve? How can I help you? Who can I send your way? How can we collaborate? How can we do some service exchange? What can I offer you just from a place of kindness, right? Without expecting anything in return. And what I found is that you can definitely grow your business from a more conscious place, and you can tap into more of a divine energy that will support you when you do that, right? When you create that shift within yourself, the world will respond with opportunities and lessons and everything that you need when you create that shift within yourself. So I do have a post today on my personal page, and I've put a post in the group as well, which is the Connect, Contribute, Collaborate Facebook group, offering and seeing if anyone wants to jump on those calls, then definitely let me know, because it's such a cool environment. I've been doing it for about a month now with a small collect group with some of them in here, which has been great. And the response has just been incredible. It's just everyone's there to serve, everyone's there to help, everyone's there to be creative about how they can collaborate, and it's been awesome. And so I'm looking to grow that and make sure people are getting the value. And that's why these calls here are so cool, because I love doing this, and I love offering my service and what's flowing through me. And all of you guys have been reaching out like, how can I help? Right. And that's the energy that I love. It's like, I'm pouring my heart out here. I love serving you guys, and I do it from a place that's just my passion. And then because of that, a lot of you are reaching out saying how much it's helped, saying how much you'd like to help, saying how much you would like to collaborate, and you've been adding people into the group, right? So it's been so cool. I mean, it's been awesome. And I know Laura's invited some people in the last week or so. And yeah, just a lot of you guys are really, really good support. And And I think that's the new level of consciousness. That's you growing a business as your inner business sage, right? You have this inner business sage that is just like the master, that's just like separated from all attachment, that just wants to operate from that place of kindness, place of love, and the place of allowing. And it's really cool to come from that place. So I'm looking to just host events and give you guys the environment to allow that love and divine to flow within you, so that you can use that creativity. If it's not your thing, then that's not your thing. But if it is, and if it is a pull to completely shift the way you do business, then jump onto my personal page and feel free to comment on that post and I'll send you the link, because I just uploaded a YouTube recording of yesterday's collaborative call, and you can learn more about it and everything like that. So everyone who wants to jump on those calls, let me know and I'll send you the link. So for those of you who know about these calls, this is where we actually breathe, right? And we actually start noticing some patterns. And what I'll do is, in a minute after this, I'll walk you through some insights for yourself, so that you can, for the rest of the week, you can start to become more consciously aware of your emotions, your behaviors, and how to shift them. But for just a moment, let's just take some time to breathe. So take some deep breaths. Take a sip of your tea. And just take some time to get present. Just breathe. Feel your heart. Feel your body. As you breathe, you'll find yourself becoming more and more present, right? You can't focus on your breath right now and be in the past, or focus on the future. It's only in the now when you focus on your breath. And the more you focus on now, the more you focus on your heart, the more you realize that you are safe. Everything is fine. You are safe. Everything's happening for a reason. And you can breathe from this place, being the observer. Just observe for a moment some thoughts. Observe some emotions. Observe some patterns of behavior that you might not have been able to pick up on before. And as you notice what's happening internally in terms of your thoughts, as you start observing more and more of your thoughts, the more you'll start to realize that you are not those thoughts. You are not those emotions. You're the conscious being who's observing those emotions, who's observing those thoughts. The beautiful thing is, when you can observe your thoughts, you can start to recognize, is this true? Right? Are these thoughts true? Or are they just going through my head and I've just been innocently believing them? So while you breathe, notice a particular belief that you didn't notice before, that you just thought was fact. You may be telling yourself, something needs to happen in order for me to feel okay. My life needs to change in order for me to feel safe. I need to make more money to feel enough. I need to have more of an audience to feel loved. You can notice those beliefs, notice those patterns when you sit here and breathe and you be present. And as you do that, just focus on your heart. Feel your heart beating. And notice how you don't have to do anything to make it beat. You don't have to do anything for it to organically just pump the blood around your body. Now, here's what I found. If you can allow your heart to just beat and do what it needs to do, you can allow anything. The more you just allow your heart to beat, you can realize you can just allow life to unfold. what causes a lot of fear, scarcity, doubt, frustration, anger is when we try to impose our will on the world in a forceful way, right? We enforce it in a very masculine dominated way. And that's almost like trying to make your heart beat faster and trying to make it do right and say, no, this isn't, my heart's not doing what it's meant to do. It's meant to do it this way. But if you can allow your heart to just do what it needs to do, beat the way it needs to beat through your unconscious divine mind, you can allow the things in your life to unfold the way they're meant to unfold. Right? And that doesn't mean to sit on the couch and not do anything. Right? That also doesn't mean to force external circumstances and force events to happen against the grain of life. But it's actually flowing like your body, like your heart. It's just flowing. It's doing what it's meant to do. And you can do what you're meant to do and just separate yourself from the outcome. Separate yourself from the results. Right? You can just inject your heart, your soul, your calling, your purpose, what feels aligned, what feels in flow, and then just separate yourself from it. And that's what I'm finding these collaboration calls are so cool, is because notice how it feels aligned. It feels light. It feels expansive to give with no expectation of what's coming in return. No expectation. Right? I come to these calls and I give what's flowing through me with no expectation. You guys don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay me back. You don't have to help out in any way. I just do this because it feels aligned and I separate myself from the outcome. Right? When I started these calls, I didn't realize how many of you would reach out to me and say, how can I help? Who can I send you away? Right? Or so many of you have been adding people into the group just from your kindness. Right? I didn't realize that was going to happen. I didn't realize the amount of awesome people I would meet and the amount of people that would message me saying how much these calls helped, even with the podcast. Right? And that's just flowing through me out of love, out of kindness. And same with you. Same with you guys. So as you feel this, notice the beliefs, notice the thoughts that you didn't notice otherwise, that were run by ego around safety or significance, status, right? Now, here's the interesting thing. Let me just drink my tea before it goes cold. First of all, type in the messages. Type in the chat if you feel free to share. What is it that you're feeling now? Just walking through that simple 5-minute meditation or intention. What is it that you're feeling now in your body? What emotions are coming up? What is it that you're feeling? Anisha says peace. Kelly, open, loved, beautiful, or calmer. Relaxed. I have all that I need. Yes, you sure do. Connected, loved, beautiful. The need to focus on more being peaceful and safe now. Totally. Nowhere to be, nothing to do in the now. Yeah, just like the Tao, right? Wayne Dyer studying the Tao. Hey, I'll show you this book I've got as well. But what the Tao says, for anyone who studies Taoism, the Tao does nothing, but it leaves nothing undone. This is what you're feeling now. You don't have to do anything in life, right? And when you accept that, when you allow that, you actually leave nothing undone. When you just allow and surrender to what is, and you just don't do anything, you practice what Lao Tzu calls non-action, your heart's calling will flow through you, where all of a sudden you'll start to realize that from that place you'll leave nothing undone. You will give, you will contribute, you will grow, you will love unconditionally and in the way you're meant to. On that note, look at the book I just got. It's called Vasista's Yoga. How huge is that? It's an ancient Indian text, and the whole thing is written in dialogue of just like ancient. It's of just ancient Indian masters just having a conversation. Wayne Dyer took on the challenge of reading it. 600 pages, and they're like deep pages. They're like there's a lot of text on there. But I'm going to be going through that, and some people have called it, you can't read that without reaching some sort of next level of enlightenment. So I'll let you know how I go with that undertaking, but I'm looking forward to it. So I'll let you guys come to this awareness that you are feeling very different than what you might have felt on the call when you just jumped on, right? When you just jumped on, you just did this internal visualization and you started to feel different. Now that is a clear sign to you, clear proof that your external circumstances don't change how you feel, because your external circumstances are exactly the same as when you jumped on the call, right? It's exactly the same. But the question is, what the hell shifted? What the hell changed that allowed you to go from what you were at the start of this call to feeling this level of peace or calm or relaxed, to where you have the insights that I don't need anything, right? There are some comments here from Laura. I have all that I need, right? Need to focus on being, nowhere to be, nothing to do, and just being in the now. These are huge insights, right? They're huge insights. They're insights that you might have forgot when you're in the day-to-day grind or you're in the hard work and hustle. That's all good as well, right? That's all perfect. That's all in perfect harmony. There is time to do hard work and hustle. There's timing for everything. But what you're starting to realize is you can have deep insights, really deep insights, by just shifting something, by just really starting to shift, really starting to come to a different level of awareness where you start to realize, actually, I don't have to do anything. Right? A lot of people say, how the hell do you meditate 2 hours a day? I didn't have the time to do that. What I say is meditation makes time. If I meditate 2 hours in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll have these crazy thoughts of how many emails I need to send, how many posts I need to do, how many comments I need to reply to, all those different things, right? Things for the podcast. And after 2 hours of meditation, I realized I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do any of that. I just have to wait and feel and see what's in flow, feel what's aligned. And such higher level of creativity and flow comes through at that stage. It makes time. It really does. It's crazy. So if anyone's willing to take on some more extended meditation, let me know and I'll be 100% supporting you. So let's think of this. As you breathe, what was it that shifted that allowed you to get to these insights, that allowed you to feel this peace, this love, this gratitude, whatever it may be? Just think about that for a moment. There's plenty of comments. I won't be able to keep up with a lot of them. There are a few people who also have their chat set to all panelists. If you want everyone to check out your comments, make sure you set it to all panelists and attendees. So just breathe for a moment, and I'll give you some tools on what you just did that allowed you to access this. I'm just loving this tea. What is it? Peppermint and spearmint. It's awesome. I'll let you know when I start that Vasista's Yoga book. It's crazy. I think I might start late tonight. So here's what I can offer you. And you'll all know this at some level anyway. What you just accessed was a side of you. We all have different sides of us. What's the name of the book? It's called Vasisthas Yoga. It's Vasisthas. Vasisthas Yoga. It's just this huge dialogue of Indian masters and sages. So when you breathe and you focus on this, what comes forth is a different side of you. If you have a pen and paper, this might be where you want to take some notes, because on the whole, people seem like they're just one person, right? I can guarantee you, from working with hundreds of business owners one-on-one, working with hundreds of people, diving in deep in terms of their unconscious mind, I can tell you right now, what makes up you are many, many different sides of you. There are many different sides of you. And what you've just described, what you've just demonstrated for yourself is exactly that, because your external circumstances haven't changed, but yet something shifted within you. And I can guarantee, I'm sure you can feel, coming from that place of love, openness, relaxed, gratitude, whatever it may be, whatever you're feeling, you would respond very, very differently to a circumstance compared to if you started out frustrated, right? Very, very different. I'm sure you've been in a mental and emotional state where you're just in flow, right? Things are happening, firing off, you're just switched on, you're in the moment. Seems like nothing can touch you. You're just, putting forth incredible ideas. We all know that state. But we all know the state where we're in, where we're just fearful or doubting, and we just can't take one step forward, and we can't get clear thoughts through our head. That's a mental and emotional state, or what I describe is that they are two different sides of you, because we are all made up of different personalities. Like I say, on the surface, it seems like you are one personality. I can guarantee you're not. You actually have every single personality within you. You have just decided, consciously or unconsciously, which ones you'd like to use and which ones you'd like to present in a way that makes you feel enough, in a way that makes you feel safe or significant or successful. So you can think of it this way. As a child, you are born and you have all different personalities. You have all different skills, tools, you have all different qualities. And then as life goes on, you learn which ones need to be suppressed and which ones need to be put forth in order for you to feel loved, in order for you to attain that attention from your parents, in order for you to get that significance off your peers. And we push sides of us down, and we share other sides of us, right, that we think we need to be. And that's what we now call this person that makes us up, right? This person is all the characteristics of, oh, I am successful, I am driven, I am caring, I am whatever. I can guarantee you are also just as much the opposite, because we are every quality is within us. The question is, which sides of you have you been pushing down that you would now like to bring forth? And what sides of you have you been showing to the world that are now overdeveloped? And so this is what I found within myself. I was doing the hard work and hustle and grind, and I was basically working myself to the ground, and I forgot to realize that I also have a relaxed side. But I was putting forth that energy and bringing forth my hustle side, right? Because I had learned to succeed, I need to succeed to be enough. And how do I succeed? I hustle. That's what worked. That's what worked as a child. That's what got me love. But then that side became overdeveloped. right? And now I was feeling like I'm attached to the results. I need to get that in order to be worthy, right? And I would just work all day, every day, wouldn't take time to relax, wouldn't spend much time with my family, wouldn't go out with my friends or watch movies, whatever just gets me to relax. That was overdeveloped. Because unconsciously I said, if I chill and I relax, I'm not going to succeed. Therefore, I won't be enough. What I started to learn was that this relaxed side of me had some qualities that I definitely needed. Right? I'm not going to relax all of the time. I'm not going to sit on the couch, like I said, and just hang out. But what I would do is I can get those qualities that allowed me to do that. And that's those types of qualities is what allows me to meditate. It's what allows me to sit with the emotions. It's what allows me to breathe. It's what allows me to be present, hang out in the moment, right? Show love to my family. So you have different sides of you, many, many sides of you. Now, the question is, what side of you just showed up when you did this meditation? This side of you that just feels love, this side of you that feels peace, this side of you that feels joy, right? This side of you that believes, man, there's nothing to do. I don't have to do anything. I have everything I need. Those are deep insights. They're deep answers, right? Those answers are what everyone is hard work and hustle and trying to succeed in order to get. So what I like to call this side of me is the inner sage, my inner business sage, for example. And your inner sage just emerged when you did that meditation. The question is, what did you shift in order to achieve that? For me and what I've learned, it comes down to three factors. Three factors need to shift. Three factors make up your current mental and emotional state, whether that's frustration, anger, joy, love, gratitude, whatever mental and emotional state you're in, it comes down to three factors. One of them is your focus. So it's what's your attention on? Is it on the past, the present, the future? What's right, what's wrong? Right? On yourself, on others. What can I get or what can I contribute? Where is your focus? Right? That's factor number one. Factor number two is your internal language. Internal language of what are you saying? What sentences are flowing through your head when you're in that mental and emotional state? That will determine what you're in. Right? Am I telling myself it'll never work out? Or am I telling myself, oh, the sentences flowing through my head are, I'm guided, I'm loved, I can contribute, I'm here for a reason. So the second factor is your internal language. The third factor is the one that's the most unconscious, but the one that's the most powerful. And that is your physiology. It's how you move and use your body. How you move and use your body in terms of your breathing, in terms of your posture, your head, right? Your gestures, the speed at which you move, the level and volume of your voice, the tone of your voice, right? The way in which you move and use your body is very, very different depending on which mental and emotional state you find yourself in. So this inner business sage that I will call, you can have your own name for it, whatever feels aligned for you. But this is a mental and emotional state. This is a side of you. You have a sage within you, one that's wise, one that has this energy, one that has this knowing. This side of you has a very, very different focus, internal language, and physiology attached to it. And so when you start to breathe, when you start to shift how you move, when you start to shift the things you tell yourself, when you shift your focus, this is the side that comes forth. This is the side that is now running the show, right? Debbie Ford says this all the time, and I use this analogy. It's almost like there's many different sides of you on a bus. Many different sides of you on a bus. They're all different sizes of people, all different shapes, all different personalities, all different qualities. The question is, which one is running the show? Which one's driving the bus? At any given stage, one or a combination of these sides of you can be driving the bus. And what will determine that is what is your focus, internal language, and physiology. And so you can start to really gain some awareness when a side of you comes forth, when a side of you is running the show that leads to what you don't want. You can start to now know why. First thing is to just feel that side of you, right? We don't want to change our state in order to avoid a side of ourselves, but we can shift our state to bring out some qualities and some characteristics and some resources that we would like to use, right? So before this call, for example, a lot of you know I don't really have anything planned when I do these calls. But I sit down and I just meditate for half an hour or something like that. I'll send a few people some messages as reminders. But what I do is I just simply breathe. I'm present. I meditate. I focus on love. I focus on love towards you guys. And therefore, when I get on the call, you can hear that compassion. You can hear that understanding. You can hear that love in my voice, because that's the side of me that I have brought forth, right? That's now running the show because of my focus, my internal language, and my physiology is very, very clear. It's very conscious. And that brings up the qualities and the characteristics and the resources of love, of guidance, of flow. And that's why I don't need anything here, right? I don't need to go off some sort of script, but I just say what feels in flow. If I was to bring out a very different side of me, right? Maybe it was the achiever, right? Which is also has very, very clear and empowering qualities, right? The achiever. I might get on here and I'll try to achieve a goal. And therefore, although I can bring about the very positive qualities of that energy and that striving and that wanting to, wanting to be successful and make an impact and all those different things. Those are very high quality behaviors and characteristics. But from that place, I might want to get you to do something, or I might be attached to the outcome of what this means for you, right? Or I might be worried about how many people show up on the call, right? I'll be like, oh, there's 13 people on here. Is that enough? Should I have got more, right? How do I get more people on the call? That's what my achiever can wrap myself in. If it's not managed in the right way. But when this side of me, my inner sage, is very connected to my heart and runs the show, I know there's a deep knowing that whatever happens is meant to happen. Right? And a few weeks ago, we had some technical difficulties, and I jumped on this call, and for the first 5 minutes, no one was here. Right? Or I jumped on and there was like 15 people on there, and all of a sudden my computer crashed. Like things like this happen. And because my inner sage is running the show, I'm like, everything's happening for a reason. My mind and my ego can't see it, but I know this is happening for a reason. I know this is guided, and I can learn the deep lessons that I'm meant to learn, or receive the higher level of opportunities that's coming my way because of it. I look for that. So that's the question. What side of you is the majority of the time building your business? Right? And are you achieving the results that you're after and feeling the level of emotions that you want to feel? Are you living the quality of life that you want? If not, you might want to deep dive and do some work in terms of understanding what is your current focus, your current internal language, and physiology of how you move and use your body. That's why I stand up, to be honest. That's why I stand up when I do these calls, is I'm accessing my physiology. I feel more in flow, right? Sometimes when I'm coaching clients, I'll stand up if it needs more of that energy, sometimes I'll sit down. If it requires more deep inner work where I'm holding the space for someone, because I use my physiology, how I move and use my body, in order to determine which resources are required, right? So when you do have some time, if you want to grab a pen and paper, write down what's the physiology, the focus, the internal language of your inner sage. The one that comes forth that just wants to contribute, to serve, to go from love, right? That wants to make an impact, that's willing to separate yourself from the outcomes, that's willing to have that deep knowing of, I don't need anything else. I don't need anything else. Right? I think it was Byron Katie said, you're crazy if you believe that you need what you don't have. That you need what you don't have. Because you don't have it now and you're perfectly fine. I thought that was beautiful. But these are the insights that you guys came up with, right? I don't need to do anything. I actually have everything I need. I have everything I want. How much more of an alignment do you put yourself in to receive from that level? Now you may want to shift that to the achiever, or the person that hustles to get something done, to do something for a deadline, and then go back into your inner sage, or go back into the side of you that values love, relaxation, insight. And then you might go forth and put more action into the world by accessing your achiever and accessing the one that makes a huge difference, or the one that wants to be the leader, right? And then be very conscious with when you go back into a different resource. Is this helping? Maybe type in yes if you're all following. Hey, that's awesome. Kelly says, when I asked about the physiology of your inner sage, I got a bit sad. No idea why. Awesome. You don't need to know why. That's a release, right? You're releasing something. So Barb, Illy, Baron, awesome. Crystal, Manisha, Jeremy, beautiful. Laura says, but the inner sage is one we want to listen to. Totally. That's one side you want to listen to, definitely. There are many sides you can listen to. I do this with clients when they ask themselves a question. So here's the thing. Ask yourself this. What question can I ask myself where if I knew the answer, it would bring inner peace? You might want to write this down. This is beautiful. If you want to do this deep inner work by yourself, this is what I would recommend. Ask yourself this. What question do I need to ask myself where if I knew the answer, I would reach deep inner peace? So that question may be, how can I achieve but release myself from the outcome? Or how can I find what I'm here to do in the world? How can I love unconditionally? Right? How can I help and serve in a way where it's not what can I get, but what can I give? How can I see past people's behaviors and their patterns to notice myself in them? These questions get me emotional because it goes so deeper than what we're generally taught to believe and where people generally live. The majority of people live on a very surface level. They're going through life in a very surface level. What we do is we go deep. We see behind people's patterns, including ourselves. So what question can you ask yourself where if you knew the answer, it would lead to deep inner peace? And this is what you can do by using by shifting those factors and bringing out different sides of you, you can get different answers. You can get different answers for that question. So you can bring out the leader in you and get a very different answer. A very good quality answer with a very good quality from a very quality characteristic. You can bring out the lover in you, the one who values love unconditionally. And you'll get a different answer. You'll bring out a bit the inner sage with the wisdom and get a very different answer. Right? You can bring out many, many different sides of you. Right? There's an archetype called the magician or the jester, the one that there's a side of you that just loves playing and having fun and joking around when nothing's a problem. Nothing's a problem. With my clients, I like to describe it as the magician. If you look up the archetypes of the Jungian archetypes, you can find many, many different archetypes where you can relate them to yourself and see the different characteristics that you can bring out. But there's a side of you that just loves playing. There's a childlike side of you that just loves imagination, where nothing's a problem, where you just play and just create. And you can get a very, very different answer to that question. And trust me, this is using all of you. I'm sure you can start to see the real deep inner pieces when you love all these sides of you. You love the sides of you that can fail. You love the sides of you that can go broke. You love the sides of you that can look bad. You love the sides of you that can be judged. When you start to love all sides of you, that's when all these sides start to integrate and you start to find this wholeness, this fulfillment internally. So for example, I had an experience where I was doing this deep inner work, and I realized I had a side of me that was hustling, and I had a side of me that could be relaxed. Right? What I realized was they're both on the same team. I was coaching. I was in a coaching session yesterday, coaching someone on this, where both those sides of me are on the same team. Every single side of you has a goal to make sure you have the best quality life. It's just that each side of you has a different blueprint about how to achieve that. The hustle side of me said, I need to achieve to feel enough. The relaxed side of me says, you need to enjoy life. You need to enjoy the present moment. You need to breathe. It's only when I realized they're on the same team, they just have different blueprints about how to achieve it, they started to come together. They started working in harmony in a very conscious and loving way. So you have sides of you that you are fighting, that you are resisting, that you're avoiding. And when you recognize that those sides of you were developed with a very, very positive intent, an intent that was to help you have the best quality life possible, you can start to integrate those. You can start to feel them come together. All right. Jen says that question challenges me. Awesome. I want this to be challenging. I want this to be, I don't want you to just come into these calls and just go over the things that you learn. I want you to go deep to things that you haven't learned, to things that you can't quite reach the answers yet. Kimberly says, how lovely is your mum? I mean, really. My mum's a gem. Cool. So just breathe. While we finish up here, guys, just continue to breathe. Continue to feel this. Continue to recognize there are so many different sides of you. You are not just one personality. You are many personalities. but just continue to breathe, continue to feel, continue to know that you can call upon any side of you that you would like. You would like to use that resource that they have, whether it be joy, creativity, love, wisdom, insight, right? Playfulness. You can bring about all those resources no matter what's required in the situation. And then throughout your day, when you find yourself stressed or worried or facing an external challenge or internal challenge, ask yourself, what would my inner lover say? What would my inner sage do, say, feel about this? And you can call upon those sides of you. And this is why when we do the collaboration calls, at the start of every call, I get to have the members imagine a time when they've done a random act of kindness, or they just contributed something and just was giving because it felt right, not for what you could get. So I love bringing that side of you out, that side of you who does love just contributing, the generous quality within you. So that when we jump on the collaboration calls, your brain's now thinking, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I be creative with helping them on their journey? Who can I send their way? How can we collaborate ourselves? How can we do some sort of creative service exchange so that we can grow together? I like to elicit that quality, which is why I get people to remember a time when they've done a random act of kindness or something where they just separated themselves from the outcome and just did it because it felt right. So if you're wanting to jump on those collaboration calls, let me know. You can jump on the YouTube channel and watch it. I might even put I'll see if I can get the link here. It's really cool. It basically allows you guys to, I invite people on the Zoom call and invite them to speak, and you learn about them. And so you hear what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how they'd like to collaborate. And you can basically learn from them and ask yourself the question of, how can I connect them with someone? How can I help them? And you can add them to your network and grow that way. And then what's cool here, I'll put the link in the comments, and you can actually you can go to this video and watch it. And what you can do is not only get to know the people on the call that you'll see, but comment below the video and put some of your links, because everyone that's going to be watching this video will go through the comments and they can see your business. They can see what it is you'd like to collaborate on who you'd like to be connected with. So put all of that information on how this community can help in the comments of that video, and then people can start to see. And a lot of the core members who are a part of it are so cool. They're so generous. They're actually sharing this link with their communities and with their online networks. So the core existing members are such heartfelt people. They're like, yeah, I'm happy to share these sort of videos. And the more people that see it, the more get to see your comments as well. So I only just released this a couple of hours ago. But I'll be sending a lot of people there. So if you want to type in the comments and let them know how they can connect with you on your website, or add you on Facebook, or you can put some business links in there, feel free to do that. And if you want to jump on the calls and you want to sign up for those, then jump on in the comments. I think the link is in the comments to do that. Awesome. Any questions, guys? Anything that's coming up for you? So Kimberly's got some free video guide. Yeah, Kim, just drop the links to your stuff in the comments of the YouTube video. I'm assuming you guys can see the YouTube link. But thanks so much for showing up, guys. Like I said, same day, same time each week. Jump on here and let's do this each week. Each week I'll bring some different insights, but it's been really cool just to get 14 people on here hanging out, having fun, and reaching some insights. So thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for your love. Thanks so much for supporting all of my content. It means so much to me. So I really, really do send you love and support. And if I'll see you guys next week. If you want to jump in more on the collaboration calls and you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to guide you through it. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you in the group. Take care.